Famcast Media, bitch.
So it appears that Joe Biden made the right decision for once. Good afternoon, demons and demonesses. Kwame here, and I know that many of us probably are feeling all sorts of ways about the elections. I noticed a lot of people say they felt relieved. Some people said that they were, crying tears of joy. Some people were disappointed, and here's me, completely neutral, I'm not happy, but at the same time, I'm not really upset, I'm just going to have to keep my eyes on Joe Biden and make sure that he doesn't step out of line. Now, most of you guys, if you followed me on Twitter, you probably already know how I feel about Joe Biden. I'm very skeptical of him. He's not the person that I personally wanted, but at the same time, have to give the man a chance, So I was reading the Google News feed this morning, and this thing popped up. Biden to nominate transgender doctor Rachel Levine as Assistant Health Secretary. Now, this is important. Not only, some people are looking at this as important because of representation, but I'm looking at the deeper context of it. You see, from what I understand, Dr. Levine also supports Medicare for All, which is something that, I'm a bit advocate for, and that's something that, everybody in this country desperately needs. So I have the article right here. I'm just going to read it, and then I'll let you guys know what my input is on this, because I have a little bit to say about this. President-elect Joe Biden is nominating Pennsylvania health expert Dr. Rachel Levine to be Assistant Secretary for Health in the Department of Health and Human Services, in a move that could make Levine the first openly transgender federal official to win Senate confirmation. Levine is currently the Secretary of Health in Pennsylvania, where she leads the state's fight against COVID-19. She is also professor at the Penn State College of Medicine. Levine began her medical career as a pediatrician at Mount Sinai Medical Center, New York. Dr. Rachel Levine will bring the steady leadership and essential expertise we need to get people through this pandemic, no matter their zip code, race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability, and meet the public health needs of our country in this critical moment and beyond, Biden said in a statement about the nomination. Levine has previously won state Senate confirmation in Pennsylvania, including a unanimous vote in 2015 to endorse her as Pennsylvania's Physician General. She then rose to the role of Secretary of Health, also with the state's Senate approval. In an interview with NPR last month, Levine said the federal government must help states conduct effective vaccine programs to clamp down on the rapid spread of the coronavirus. She also said that despite the promise of COVID-19 vaccines, they do not offer a quick fix. It will be essential for the federal government to provide more funding to the states, territories, and cities that will be tasked with administering the vaccine, Levine said. She later added, "I think it really shows that we all have to work together and stand united to stop the spread of this virus." Levine is the graduate of Harvard College and the Tulane University School of Medicine. In addition to her work with children and adolescents, Levine's expertise includes work on the opioid crisis, medical marijuana, eating disorders, and LGBTQ medicine, according to her official bio. This is good news. Like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about the representation because, like I said, it's good to have representation. But what really matters is policy. And, based on her record, it seems like she really does care. Towards the end, it mentions the opioid crisis and LGBTQ medicine. One of the things that I personally am an advocate for is, for, like I said, for Medicare for All. There's a lot of people within the LGBT community that, I've seen some people say that, they have trouble, trying to, pay for hormones and this and that and the third. And, now I looked into her record. And there's been many times where she has spoken favorably for Medicare for All. That's 2 for 2. Apparently, Joe Biden's HHS secretary supports Medicare for All. He supports Medicare for All. Now you have the Secretary of Health supporting Medicare for All. These are just 2 good picks for, Joe Biden. And also, she has a plan, to roll out the coronavirus vaccine. Now, from what I understand, the United States seems to be doing a very shitty job at trying to, Now, from what I understand, the United States is doing a very lousy job at trying to roll out the coronavirus vaccine. Some people are getting it, some people aren't. Some states are trying to figure out who it's supposed to go to. You have other states where the vaccine is, about to expire because, they're not effectively giving it to enough people. Now, from what I understand, they're trying to make sure that either the elderly people get it first and the first responders get it first. But my thing is this, all right? That being that it's too slow as it is, my whole point of it is either somebody should get it or nobody should get it. And I think the best option is to get as many people vaccinated as possible. Now, I'm pro-vax. Everybody that knows me, I'm pro-vax. I'm not part of this crazy, kooky conspiracy theory where you got these people that are anti-vax and whatnot. And being that she's not anti-vax, it's kind of a breath of fresh air considering of all the other crazy people we had in the previous administration. So, without a doubt, I know that Dr. Levine is going to be good. Now, this is the funny part. And I'm funny and kind of cringeworthy and I guess you could say kind of sad at the same time. A lot of, conservative Christians and, people that are part of the TERF movement are very, very pissed about this. Apparently, somebody went into her college yearbook and they pulled up old pictures of her and, they're dead naming her and all this other shit. And although it kind of pisses me off, I'm sitting here and I'm like, are you guys fucking mad? Are you fucking mad? I mean, if that's what's really, if you're more offended at a doctor, being transgender than you are about, so many coronavirus cases and, 92 million Americans that are uninsured, then guess what? Then your priorities are fucking mixed up. I mean, Dr. Levine, she shows the willingness to want to get her job done. She has the credentials to get her job done. She has the experience in the field. Why would that upset you? Are you really that fucking triggered at the fact that, a doctor happens to just identify as transgender or be part of the LGBTQ community? Is it really that big of a fucking deal? As long as everybody in this country gets healthcare, there's nothing for anyone to fucking complain about. I swear, people would just get offended by every little fucking thing. Oh, she's transgender. This is that. We're in the middle of a pandemic, all right? Dr. Levine is literally risking her own life to, save everybody, not only in the state of Pennsylvania, but now she's stepping it up and wants to save everybody in this entire country. And she deserves a round of applause for all of the work that she's done throughout her entire career. Now, another thing that I want to bring up is the whole opioid crisis. Now, this was news to me. Now, I was speaking to the high priestess of the Reformed Satanic Church, Aria DeMezzo, and she had mentioned to me that there is, an extreme opioid crisis within the LGBTQ community. Now, I was unaware of this. I didn't know it was like this, but she shared her story and, and the things that she plans to do with the Reformed Satanic Church. So, hopefully I can schedule another meeting with her and we can discuss this. But either way, I think that Dr. Levine will be great for this position. I look forward to, seeing her. I look forward to, her coming up with a plan to roll out this vaccine because, hopefully they say by this summer that, if things go according to plan, that things will reopen by July or possibly August. So maybe even sooner, if people still continue to wear their mask, if, Joe Biden does the mask mandate and if this vaccine rollout, is successful. We've seen success in New Zealand. We've seen, a little bit of success in, other parts of the world. So I have reason to believe that we will see some success here in the United States. So I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic, but at the same time, I'm not going to let my guard down. Like I said earlier, I still have both my eyes on Joe Biden. Make sure that he doesn't slip up. Make sure that, he continues to do what, the progressive wing wants him to do. Like I said, I'm not too happy about some of his cabinet picks, and I have a lot more stuff to say about that, but I'll save that for, another day in another video. Alright, you guys stay safe, stay metal, wear your mask, wash your hands, hail Satan, and I'll catch you guys later.